this business of, bad memories staying in one's mind rather than good memories. Not just bad memories like somebody dying or something, but when you're humiliated, and then when I worked with children, when I worked with women, that humiliation is what you remember. I remember many children saying that, if you're beaten, well, the hurt goes away. But when you're laughed at in front of the class, when you're humiliated, that doesn't go away. That stays in your heart, they said, which was a very telling remark, which made one realize that the same thing was happening to most of us. It's like, well, I shouldn't get onto this, but maybe you can rub it out. That hatred, like humiliation, is a big motivator. It's seductive. So that if you use hatred as a motivator, you get much further than if you say love, etc. I mean, it's okay, Jesus Christ and Buddha and so on and so forth. But when you've got the other whom you hate, it's a frightening thing. I belong to a book club, and the last book we did was called Conspiracy. I don't know if you read it. Have you? It's by an American. What was his name? I forget. Something Holiday. And he is supposed to be a very popular chap. He's had a lot of shows, and he's written about 15 books or whatever. But what sort of a chap is he to write books like this? I was wondering. And the book Conspiracy is about how one chap, over 10 years, he conspires to put down another journalist. And all because the other journalist publicized his homosexuality, which was known to most people, but they were not talking about it, whereas the other chap publicized it and then other papers picked it up, like it happens here now. So he recruits 2-3 other people. He's got billions. He's a very rich guy. And deliberately, over a decade, he gets the chap totally out. Money being the main thing, the only thing. No, money and reputation. Now, if you write about that kind of thing, and Conspiracy is it's like a guide. It's like saying if you want to put down somebody, you do X, Y, Z, etc. In minute detail almost. Now, what does it do to you if you write a book like that? And what about and it sold in the millions or whatever. It was one of the best-selling things, which meant there were that many people who enjoyed that kind of reading. Now, I remember at our book club, it so happened that there's another lady who's, Dorian is her name, she's 95 or whatever, and I'm 85. But the two of us agreed that we couldn't read the book through. It felt quite sick. Whereas there were others who who were fascinated with the thing. Not that they'd ever do that, but they were fascinated with this whole world view, which made people do this kind of thing.